Representative Gonzalez of the 3rd District, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I raise in support this bill as amended. Supporting this bill is not that I am or the one that introduced the bill, that we are against the police officer. That's not it. Here in Hartford, we have Chief Rubella. And my Chief Rubella is a great guy, great guy. I have very good communication with him. And if I support Chief Rubella, I'm saying I support Hartford Police Department. Yes, they have the bad and the good ones, and I'm not happy with the bad ones, but I always say that we have to deal with whatever we got in front of us and try to make it better. Mr. Speaker, we almost every year we pass bill in this chamber to protect the police officer for good trainings. We all know that they have a good pay, they got good benefits, and when they retired with a good pension. And guess what? We also even pay their lunches and dinners. And I don't hear anybody complaining about that's a waste of money. We don't complain. I think there should be an issue about the budget, but we don't complain. But we have to hold them accountable. They are not above the law. This bill is to hold accountable and to stop those cowboys that because they got a badge and a gun, they think they can go shooting, especially young kids in our community. This is not the Wild Wild West. And no consequences. Those cowboys doesn't belong in the police department. This abuse gotta stop. Today is happening to the African American and the Latino community. Tomorrow will be others. We have to hold them accountable. They have to understand that there are consequences for their action. We understand that their job is not easy and it's dangerous, but that's their choices. We want them to be safe, but we also want our kids in our community to be safe. When they decide to become a cop, they know the risk, and this is not a volunteer job. Like I said before, there's a good pay, good benefit, and good pension. But those cowboys are given a bad name to the ones they are protecting and serving our community. Look what happened last year here in Hartford. In Hartford, we celebrate every year the Puerto Rican parade. And last year, 2 police officers saw a car with a Puerto Rican flag, and they decided to chase them. They were saying that there was a stolen car, but then we find out that was a rent. They rent their car. Maybe they were late, but they rent the car. It was not stolen. They decided to chase these 2 guys all the way to West Hartford. By the time that they got to West Hartford, it was between 30 and 40 police officers. By the time they got this guy out of the car, those 30 or 40 police officers, they took their turn, and they kicked and punched these 2 guys. To the end, that when they grabbed the last guy, they pulled this guy to the tree. And then a lieutenant raised his foot and kicked him on his head. And by that time, the guy was completely out. I called our friend Kevin Kane, and I asked him if he can bring the tape so we can watch what was happening. And I believe that something happened with the tape. I don't think that what we saw it was everything, because one of the guys, the abuse towards one of the guy, we couldn't see them. They said that for some reason it was not on the tape, but it happened. And this lieutenant retired with a pension, I think was $149,000. I don't think that this is fair. I don't think that this is right. I think that we have to stop the abuse. And for that, I'm going to ask these chambers to think about this. When you say no to this bill, you are saying that it's okay for them to keep abusing the people in our community, especially the kids. If you're saying no, it's like you're telling us in our community, we don't have no right. And I think that everybody here in the United States, we have the same right. It doesn't matter about color. It doesn't matter about if you're Latino, African American, or white. We all have the same right. For those reasons, I would say, and I will ask this chamber to support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam. Will you remark further on the amendment before us?